Hello, friends. I am Rose. Welcome to Story with Blue Lady, where we bring you stories full of wonder and excitement. Let's get started. Today's story is The Dangerous Helper. In a deep, dense forest, there was a beautiful lake surrounded by tall trees with their branches reaching for the sky. The water in this lake was crystal clear, and animals from all over the forest would come here to drink. Birds, deer, rabbits, and even the mighty lion would stop by to quench their thirst, especially during the dry, hot summers when water was scarce elsewhere. The lake was not just a source of life for these animals, but it also held within it a thriving world of its own. Fish of all sizes darted beneath the surface, and the water shimmered with their silvery bodies. Among the many creatures that called the lake home was a clever little crab named Claw. Claw was a friendly and wise creature, known for his quick wit and calm demeanor. He had one very dear friend who lived on the water's surface, a graceful swan named Feather. Claw and Feather were inseparable. Feather, with her white plumage and long neck, would often glide across the water, while Claw scuttled along the shore, the two of them chatting about the beauty of the forest, the chirping of the birds, and the peace they found near the lake. Life seemed perfect for the two friends. Feather's nest was tucked safely in the reeds on the edge of the lake. Every morning, she would lay a shiny white egg, hoping that one day her little ones would hatch and swim beside her. Feather's heart swelled with joy whenever she imagined her nest full of fluffy cygnets paddling beside her in the calm waters. But this peaceful life was shattered one fateful day when a cunning snake named Slither made his home near the lake. Slither was a predator known to sneak into the nests of birds and steal their eggs. He was sly, silent, and deadly, and he soon discovered Feather's nest. One morning, after Feather had laid her egg and gone off to find food, Slither slithered quietly through the reeds, his eyes glinting with malice. He found the egg, his forked tongue flicking in delight, and swallowed it whole before retreating to his burrow. When Feather returned, she was heartbroken to see her precious egg gone. Day after day, the same thing happened. Slither would come out of hiding, sneak into Feather's nest, and devour the egg. Feather, feeling helpless, wept bitterly. "I have to find a way to save my eggs," she thought, her heart aching. Feather turned to her best friend Claw for advice. One afternoon, as the sun was setting and casting golden ripples across the water, Feather approached Claw. "Claw, my dearest friend," she said, her voice trembling, "I need your help. That vile snake has been eating my eggs every day. If this continues, I'll never be able to raise my young. What can I do?" Claw, ever the problem solver, thought hard. His sharp pincers clicked as he pondered the situation. A snake is a dangerous enemy, but every problem has a solution. We just need to be clever about it. After a while, an idea struck Claw. "I've got it. We need to lure the mongoose, Sharpfang, who lives in the nearby hollow, over to Slither's den. Mongoose and snakes are natural enemies. If we can get the mongoose to fight the snake, your problem will be solved." Feather's eyes lit up with hope. "But how will we get Sharpfang to Slither's burrow?" she asked. Claw smiled. We'll use the one thing every animal can't resist of food. We'll lay a trail of fish from Sharpfang's den to Slither's burrow. Sharpfang will follow the trail, and when he sees the snake, his instincts will take over. And so, the plan was set. Early the next morning, Claw and Feather began catching fish from the lake. They scattered the fish from the entrance of the mongoose's hollow, making a path all the way to Slither's home. Then, they hid behind a large oak tree, waiting for the plan to unfold. After some time, Sharpfang emerged from his den, sniffing the air. His eyes gleamed with hunger when he spotted the first fish. Fish! Right outside my home. What a feast! He exclaimed, his mouth watering. Sharpfang began eating the fish, one by one, following the trail. As he got closer to Slither's den, he sensed danger, but his greed pushed him forward. Finally, he reached the entrance to Slither's burrow. At that moment, Slither, noticing the mongoose's presence, hissed and slithered out of his lair. An intruder. Slither spat, his forked tongue flicking menacingly. Sharpfang, sensing a threat, bared his sharp teeth. Without warning, the two enemies lunged at each other, and a fierce battle began. The snake hissed and struck with lightning speed, while the mongoose dodged and countered with swift bites. From behind the oak tree, Claw and Feather watched anxiously. The fight raged on for what seemed like hours, with both creatures locked in a deadly dance of fangs and claws. Eventually, Sharpfang managed to land a fatal bite on Slither's neck. The snake fell limp, defeated. Feather and Claw sighed in relief. We did it. The snake is gone. Feather cried, her heart swelling with joy. She hugged Claw, grateful for his help. However, their happiness was short-lived. The next day, Sharpfang, having grown accustomed to finding food near the lake, came back looking for more. He sniffed around and soon discovered Feather's nest. There, nestled in the reeds, were two freshly laid eggs. Sharpfang, driven by hunger, wasted no time. He gobbled up the eggs just as easily as Slither had. When Feather returned and saw the empty nest, her heart broke once more. No, not again. She wailed. Claw rushed to her side, realizing the gravity of their mistake. We've brought a new danger upon ourselves, he muttered. The mongoose is just as much of a threat as the snake. The friends were devastated. They had rid themselves of one enemy, only to invite another, even more dangerous one. Sharpfang was now a regular visitor to the lake, always on the lookout for an easy meal. We need to get rid of Sharpfang, Claw said one evening as the two sat by the lake, watching the sun dip below the horizon. But this time, we have to be more careful. After much thought, Claw came up with another plan. We'll need to make Sharpfang leave the lake area for good. I've heard that mongooses are afraid of large predators, especially leopards. We could use a decoy to scare him away. The next day, Claw and Feather gathered some large rocks and branches. With Claw's help, Feather shaped them into the form of a leopard, placing it near Sharpfang's den. From a distance, it looked just real enough to fool the mongoose. When Sharpfang returned that evening, he spotted the leopard crouched near his home. Panic surged through him. a leopard, he thought, his eyes wide with fear. Without waiting to confirm if it was real or not, Sharpfang darted off into the forest, never to return. Feather and Claw watched from the lake, their hearts pounding. It had worked. Sharpfang was gone, and peace was finally restored to their home. As the days went by, Feather's nest remained untouched, and her eggs were safe. She and Claw learned an important lesson that sometimes, in trying to fight an enemy, we can create even greater dangers if we're not careful. But with patience, wisdom, and friendship, even the most dangerous problems can be solved. And so, life by the lake returned to its serene rhythm, with Feather and Claw enjoying their days together, grateful for the peace they had finally found. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with more magical adventures. Until next time.